Here we go. Nah, the sun's there. What am I going to do about it? Looks a bit off solo. Alright, so today's bench press as the main points. So let's just do the pull-ups. Warm the body up. I'm gonna go in and grab a gloves because that is not that big of a deal. However, can quickly become something that's annoying when it's at the direct spot where you're gonna be grabbing something for a workout. Kinky, inside. She's eating grass. Come on, both of you, inside. Come on. In you go. Go on. Right, I'll just I'll do the squats and then I'll shimmy inside and grab the gloves because I won't need the gloves for either the bench press or the squat, so no point in wasting time. Because something I always try to do is when I'm working out, rest periods is when I kind of do stuff, whatever stuff needs to be done. Go get a bottle of water or, go sort something out. Just do it during your rest periods and you kind of save time because you're resting while you're doing whatever that thing may be. Excuse me. Seven, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's get you out the way. Today's rep range is 10. Everything is going to be 10 reps, roughly. So, probably not. So I'll take the risk. So everything is going to be roughly 10. I think I might have risen this barbell, because I was trying to keep a higher shed length. Yeah. That's probably not a wise thing to play around with, so let's change this bar. That's what I normally have it at. This is just a warm-up. So I try not to have too much of a set weight for a warm-up because every day is different. Every day you have more energy at the start, have less energy at the start, so I don't try and be too much of a stickler about it. 8, 9, 10, and yeah, I think that needs to be lowered again. I think I put it down. I didn't put it down enough. Because for the bench press, you don't want to be like kind of reaching to have the bar up. You want the bar to be nice and safe and rack it back like that. For your final lift, especially if you're going for a personal best, what you want to, you don't want to be trying to get the bar onto the rack. That's not what your aim is. Your aim is to get your bar, your hands fully extended, and then you just move them up a little bit that they're sort of locked out, and then you drop them back down. That's kind of the range of motion that you want to be going through. Okay, so I'm going to grab my booklet just to keep up with what is on. Schedule for like what kind of numbers I'm looking at. So it's been a while since I did 10, so bench press, anything that goes above 92 is going to be a personal best. I don't know if today would be the day that I hit the personal best. I'm kind of due a little bit because the last time I matched 92, April 12th was when I first did 92. The 26th is April 26th was the last time that I did 92. However, the last 5 days I've been in Ibiza, so the liver is shot, as you can imagine. That was from my friend's stag do. And a lack of sleep as well, which is never going to be good for decent performance. But I did work out a tiny bit when I was there, so who knows? We'll find out. We'll find out how the strength is today. I got a decent night's sleep last night though. Was it enough is the question. And today, same thing with doing the pull-ups. I'll start with the pull-ups. When I was in Ibiza, I was just working out in where we were staying. We all chipped in and we all stayed in the villa, and so I was just doing it off the edge of one of the balconies, which was all right for a little bit, but then I kind of slipped a bit and got a cut on my hand. It's not major, but it could end up affecting how well I'm able to do these pull-ups because it's an open cut. Alright. One. Eight. So, definitely going to focus on the squatting, because it's been a long time since I was doing 10 reps for squats. And after my knee MRI, my doctor was saying that packing on the weight and lifting heavy with the legs is absolutely fine, because it's not going to damage the ligaments, tendons, and it will and it will support blood flow going to that area. So fire away. But before we start, we're going to be doing our mobility training. So first things first, Just activate the gluteus maximus by doing a simple stretch and exercise. It's a stretch and exercise. Mobility exercise, what they call it sometimes. Guy, you are not gonna live down there. Let's try and open up the hips a bit more. Okay, so the mobility exercise that we're going to do now, this is like a balancing exercise. It's very simple. Stand on one foot. Do your best to not like touch down to the ground like that. That resets your kind of balance. Same thing with like correcting yourself. Try not to do that. And we just go all the way out. Reaching out. And the big difference here, what I'm doing is I'm making contact. I'm not changing my balance though. Important to know the difference. It's almost like I'm trying to touch the tips of the grass. Think about that. I'm not actually touching the floor. I'm just making contact with the grass. And then we go again. So what I did there isn't ideal either. The hopping, try to avoid doing that if you can. It's better than getting a second point of contact to the ground though. Ideally you want to be gripping the floor with your foot almost as if it's a third hand. Think of it like you got monkey feet and you're grabbing the ground with your toes. That's what you want to ideally do. Okay, next, it's another balancing exercise. One hand or one leg goes back. And this is just like the airplane barrel roll. We're not aiming to like touch our toes. We're aiming to turn at our hips. And then turn all the way back out. And then come on in and switch the feet. Do it again. All right. Ah, you fucker. All right, and now we are back to we did them squats. So warm up the legs one more time. Trying to really activate our gluteus maximus in this situation. We're both opening up the hips while activating your bum. Six, 10. All right, squats. All right, let's add some weight to it. Sorry, I sprayed some anti-bug spray on this stuff and threw a bit of bleach on it to kind of knock the colour off. And you know, I know it looks a bit silly. I'm going to end up looking a bit like Michael Jackson here, but I can't be arsed going inside and putting a plaster on my hand. It's just easier to do this. Nice wide stance here. We're doing something called a sumo squat, which activates the posterior chain, which is like kind of like all the muscles on your back side rather than your front side. Excuse me. 4. 8. 7. 8. 9. 10. Go up to 60 next time. Actually, should be putting these on here. I'm just going to put this book down here because what I use this as is like a marker to keep always in the exact same position for the movement that I'm about to do here now. Consistency every single time I come down to do the workouts. Okay. Now I don't need the gloves because I'm going to be pushing upwards rather than pulling, because that'll cut there. That's only going to be affected by a pulling motion. And the way that you have to hold the squat rack. There's lots of aphids out in the garden at the moment. Not as bad as it was. Oh, it was very annoying a couple of weeks ago. Alright, 10 repetitions. We're getting into kind of almost working squat set. Not quite, but almost. Nine, 10. Let's get this out. No, let's not get this out the way. Let's get this to the side. As we do some Bulgarian split squats. Try to keep it as one exercise for the legs, one exercise for the upper body, and then change. Six, 7, 8, sole of my foot is doing something really fucking annoying right now, where it's just cramping up every time I go down on that foot. It's like, calm the fuck down. You are not the one who's working here. It's this foot that's doing the work. Come on, away. Away from me. Fuck off. Okay, Bulgarian split squats. Okay, and now the balancing exercises. So we'll bring this back in so we can make it easier to pull the bench press out next time we're doing it. And now, balancing on one foot and doing what I call it the TikTok dance, TikTok balance dance. Because you're acting like your foot is the clock. You're going all the way out, like this, the hand, second hand, and then back in. Just moving really slowly the whole time. And then do it again, do it twice. As far out as you can get it to. And then change your feet. You can do this with me if you want. I'm real tired, but that's only from the exercise that I was doing a second ago. You guys can do this and I promise you won't start a sweat. Next, barrel roll. All the way out to one side. Oh God. I'm gonna try and just do it here, just because I'm a bit unbalanced today. Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright, switching legs. Same exercise. Opposite side, opposite leg. Okay. Pull-ups. So we'll do 10 reps of pull-ups. We're still in the somewhat warm-up phase. Ideally I want to get it up to 12 reps, 13 reps. Ideally I want to get it just above 13 reps, 14. Alright, pull-ups. We're aiming for 10. Kind of the last part of the warm-up. I'm not going to pretend like this isn't still like, a good hard work, but I try to go up in steps, increasing every single time. So I start off with a nice easy warm-up, then it's like a little bit harder warm-up, and then it's kind of a working set, but not at the level that I want to get it to. So just always making it a little bit harder every set. One more. 10. and I'm definitely gonna need a plaster. That's gonna get chewed up. So let me just go in and get the plaster now, while I'm kind of catching my breath, because like this, like you probably can't see it now, but that little cut there, it's only a small thing, but it's like right on the corner of where you grab something. I just don't want to open it up, you know, it's just like a blister. Alright, so what I'm gonna do here, I'll just keep the gloves on the whole time. It'll be fine. They'll get very sweaty very quickly. It's a nice day. I wouldn't say it's a hot, because I'm not being caught by the sun a huge amount, but I'll just try and make a little bit of a barrier, so it'll have the same effect as a plaster. Like, it's not bleeding. I don't need to like catch the blood or anything like that, but it just needs a little bit of padding. So I'll just do that, and then put the glove over it, and the glove will keep it in position. I hope. Okay. Because it's right at the bottom of my finger, so the positioning of like kind of the pressure should kind of keep it there, because it's going to be moving that direction. So hopefully that works. Yeah, all right, squats. All right, let's get you up to 60. Jesus. Lots of I'm not sure what kind of insect they are. Lots of larvae on this these weights. I'll have to give them a blitz, a cleaning blitz. I'll show you here what I'm talking about. Just lots of those things. Don't know what they are. Don't know. Well, they're a larva for something, some kind of a fly. And what we're doing here is not normal squats. It doesn't look that different, but I assure you, in terms of like how hard it is to like push the body up, it is significantly more intense. I'm just gonna checking because I can't really see the camera with the sunlight blasting straight in my face. But what we're aiming for here is to have the feet. This would be a normal squat for most people. You're going down like that, and so your legs are kind of tight in, so your thighs your quadriceps are working a lot harder here now. And then when you go out like this, your quadriceps are still working, but your bum and your hamstrings are a lot more active, because the way you posture your hips down is slightly different. So it's, you know, the difference of this to this. And while I'm down here, that may as well just kind of open the hips up, so they're not giving me any jib, they're not annoying me. And we're doing 10. So nice and wide stance. And 10 repetitions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 10. Oh, that takes it out of you. Whoa. Almost squished it out, Mr. B. Here, little fella. Come on. Come on, you gotta get out of here, lad. Come on. You should never worry too much about bees. Bees are wasps. They're cunts. They have no hesitation in stinging you, and they don't really produce anything that's especially helpful to the world. Bees are almost important to everything in life, just because they pollinate flowers in a certain way. Without them, we're dead. Look that up. It's very strange, but yeah, if the bees die, we're not too long to follow afterwards. And they don't sting you unless you really annoy them. In the UK anyway, the UK and Ireland, those types of bees, I don't know. I'd say in Australia or Africa, you got the mega killer bees, shite. Maybe a different kettle of fish, different kettle of bees. Okay, time for the TikTok dance. No, bench press now. So we did 80 the last time. Let's take it up to 85. Another reason why I do this style of working out, where it's 80, 85, 90, and you're getting up to your max lift, is because especially on days where you're feeling tired, it's good for your confidence to just be because sometimes you'll feel tired, but you'll still be strong. Some days you just have days like that sometimes, and so it's good for you to not sort of have this mentality in yourself where it's I'm too tired, I can't do it. If you've previously done 85, it's go up to 90. Don't sell yourself short. Okay. And you know what, I'm gonna, no, I don't need one. Okay, let me just double check that is locked in. All right, 10 reps, 85 kilos. One more. All right. Let's take this off. And now we're going to be doing a Bulgarian split squats. I'll do it this way actually. It'll be easier. So, ten reps. Seven. 9. 10. Okay. Now, balancing exercises next. The TikTok dance first. TikTok's balance dance. Bend one knee up on one foot. Stretch out as far as you can. Touch the top of the grass. Do not touch the bottom of the grass. You're not trying to get a second point of contact. You're just touching something as a marker of how far you can get your leg to stretch out from your center. And you're going to turn all the way around. And then do it again. Woo! Oh, that was hard. That's a lot harder than it looks. Especially after you do that, the Bulgarian split squats. Oh. Jesus Christ. The Ibiza weekend is catching up on me here. Okay. Next, airplane barrel roll. Again, balancing. Teaching the support muscles around my knee what to do. Now, you might not have seen that, but I accidentally, well, not accidentally, naturally your body will try and do anything to retake your balance. You see this a lot in MMA when people grab the fence. It's not intentional, but it's just a natural reaction. And it's hard to not do. So when you see like fighters, it's like let go of the fence, let go of the fence. They're just fighting against instinct. And I've had a white collar boxing match before, so I wouldn't know an example, but I would imagine when you're in with an MMA fight and you're trying to, the amount of brain power that you're using with, like, you know, the technicalities of trying to read your opponents while you're under so much physical pressure, I think it'd be easy to forget to not grab onto the fence. Hey, yeah. Yeah, I was gonna go out for a walk with Hannah. Are you taking the dogs? Are you taking the dogs out? When are you taking the dogs out? Yeah, I will. I'm not going to be doing it with her. I'm going to be doing it with her after the workout's finished, which is going to be about 20 minutes. Are you sure? It's no hassle to me to walk all the dogs together. Sure. Alright, well, you can come out with us anyway. Alright, see you, Lucy. Bye-bye. Okay, next. Opening up the hips. Wait, should I open up hips now? No. Oh, actually, yeah, sure. I'll do the hips now. Okay, we'll do the pull-ups now. See if I can go above 10, which I don't think will be too easy anyway. I probably can do 12, but we'll see how it goes. Let's see if we can use the power of music to help get into the mood. Get some "Don't Fuck With Me" music on. Get me into the right mindset. Yes. Yes. You are going to get me 12 reps. The Soul Wax remix of Love Light by Robbie Williams, which is so different. I struggle to see how it's a remix, but whatever. There's a B here. One lad. Okay. 7. 10. 12. All right, squats. And actually, before we start, let's see what it's like if this is here. Yeah, that'll be fine. I'm gonna open up the legs again. Excuse me. Just open up the hips here. All right, let's do the work. All right, let's take this up to 70. You know, let's just do 75. Let's get it over and done with. Okay, 10 reps, 75 kilos. Eight. 9. 10. Christ, that's fucking hard. Come on. Come on, Mr. B, you need to get out of here. Oh. Now I've got to do something, take a nice long rest here, because 10 reps, geez, it really takes it out of you. I think I'm gonna have to change my workout schedule for the reps and kind of mix them up. So that one day when I'm doing something for 10 reps, let's say I'm doing squats for 10 reps, then I'll make sure that I'm doing bench press for 6 reps, so it's not as tiring, because I reckon this is certainly good for the cardio, but I think it's kind of good for the cardio, but then bad for the actual strength training. And I reckon it would be more efficient to have something every single workout where it's doing a bit of cardio, like 10 reps for 10 reps for bench press. And when I mean cardio, like, I don't mean proper cardio, I mean like cardio compared to resistance training. The cardio over resistance training, let's put it that way. But you can probably tell here now, I'm gasping. So let's I'm just gonna grab and get myself a weekend. Okay. These are my new favorite things. They're little cans of fizzy flavored water, so no sugar, and just a little bit of taste. And they're great for two things. They're great for cravings. So I definitely wouldn't say that I was an alcoholic, but I had cravings for beer, and I went into a bit of a bad habit where like I'd have like 3 beers a day, so I wouldn't be getting like hammered or anything, but still, like, that cumulatively, that's not healthy. So yeah, these I switched to just having these little cans to sip away when I'm watching TV or with my dinner. It makes a big difference. Makes a huge difference. And I got that information about sort of correcting habits from a book I read called I think it's just called The Power of Habit, and it went through what habits are kind of formed from is like 3 different steps. Where one is the cue, which starts the craving, the action, which often for this scenario is to drink something, and then the reward, which for this would be like the quenching of thirst. And so for my habit, my drinking alcohol habit, it wasn't a habit on having alcohol. It wasn't alcoholism, but I mean, like, you could easily slip into it if I wasn't, smart. In the morning, I would never have that, but I would have the craving for coffee. So the reward wasn't actually from beer. It was the cue that I had to replace, and I simply replaced the action, the cue. Sorry, I replaced the action, not the cue. The cue was like being tired or finishing up something with work, and yeah, that's how you meant to deal with all habits that you're trying to get rid of. Smoking cigarettes, for an example, that's why people switch to vapes. It's getting a lot of people off cigarettes, and it's just because it's the action that you're replacing. So it's the cue is still there. You still get the craving from the cue, and you still have the reward, which is kind of like the nicotine effect. So yeah, if you have a bad habit, try to figure out what sets off your craving for a bad habit. Where are you? What are you doing? What did you do before? What was the prerequisite? What do you get when you take in your bad habit, whatever it may be? Eating sugar would be a big one for me, which was very hard for me to cut back on. But I did the exact same format, and so I was like, okay, I'll eat something sweet. That's not bad for me. And so my go-to would be porridge with like a banana in it and a load of cinnamon, which is still a form of sugar, but like, not refined sugar. In terms of like what's good for your health versus what's bad for your health, a bowl of porridge with bananas and sometimes dates, still very sweet, but compare that to eating a load of cookies, big difference. Okay, I've gotten my breath back. Let's attempt these 10 reps. Excuse me. Sorry, I know that's quite rude. Let's take these off so I can grip this as best I can. These gloves get a little bit sweaty. When I only put them on for one set, it's often fine, because as soon as I take them off, they get aired out. And actually, I don't even need that for this. Alright, 10 reps, 90 kilos. Oh man. Fucking hell, I'm knackered. Yeah. I'm definitely still worn out from my mate's stag do over the weekend. Excuse me. Yeah. I thought I was alright just kind of walking around and didn't feel too tired, but obviously when I start pushing my body, it's like, whoa, 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 lad. We're up to 70% here. We're not at the 100 yet. Okay. Now, we'll do the balancing exercises. No, we'll get this out. We'll get this out and get it ready. But we'll do the balancing exercises first this time. Because I feel like I wasn't getting a good amount of effort into the balancing exercises. I lose my balance a lot. I think that was simply because my legs were tired from doing the Bulgarian split squat before. So this is our last set. We'll do it a little bit different this time. So this is the TikTok balance dance. That was not good what I did there. I extended and it was a point of contact rather than just stretching as far as I can, reaching as far as I can. Which is a big difference. It's a big no-no. Oh, I'm gonna have to do it again there. Yeah, I think my body's just tired at this stage. Oh. Okay. So we'll do the Bulgarian squats, split squats, and then I'll finish. See if I can get up to 13 on the pull-ups. Let's see. Yeah. Be hard enough going now. Almost at the end of the workout now. Put that at the door there so I bring it, don't forget to bring it into the bin. Okay. 10 on each leg. Alright. Pull-ups. 8 pull-ups, 10 pull-ups, 13 pull-ups. So I'm just poking up my foot there because I have like a blood vein. A vein. It's like a bubble. And that's fucking weird. What the hell is that? Excuse me. Sorry, not my intention. Alright, this is the last set for the whole workout. I'm going to go for... Oh, 1 second. Okay. Let's put on a blaster for something to really get me over the bar at least 13 times. This is the last set of the entire workout. Jesus Christ. Come on, get out. Alright. Let's just get the jungle plaster on. The house jungle plaster on. Look at me being so resourceful. Alright. Last set of the day. right. Aiming for 13 at least. Three. 6. 9. 11. 13. 14. Oh, fuck you, Stag Weekend. I've still got it. Alright guys, thank you all for helping me keep myself accountable. It's always really motivating to kind of have you guys watching on the screen. I'm too far away from the screen these days to be able to see the what's being said, but I just kind of know that there's an audience there, and my channel is exclusively to kind of send out one sort of message of, you know, positivity, which can be interpreted in a lot of different ways. So it's like there's a kind of a voice in my head where it's, on the one hand, you know, live safely, make sure you're not overdoing things in a way that's going to hurt yourself the next day. And then there's another thing where it's like, you know, there's a voice in my own mind that's like, you know, don't be a pussy, don't just give up on yourself because you can, or because it's unpleasant. But you guys then kind of add to that voice where it's like, look, you got a bit of a crowd looking at you here, and you're meant to be kind of, you know, leading by example, and it just makes me more accountable. So thank you all very much for keeping me to it. So yeah, I'll see you again soon. I'll see you again tomorrow. Nick, is that you? Is that you, Nicky? No, Nick. No, that's not Nick. That's not. I thought Nick Prario was is a good friend of mine. Poor lad, I missed his wedding doing the London Marathon.